Today you are going to learn a new topic, preparation of financial statements using worksheet method. In the past you have learned how to prepare financial statements using the traditional method, and you know how to do it, and today you will learn a new method, that is worksheet method. Worksheet method is widely used in the preparation of financial statements, and there are 10 columns. We prepare a 10-column worksheet, therefore sometimes it is referred to as 10-column worksheet. So if you are using Excel, so then you can create a worksheet and then you can use formulas to find the final amounts. It is very easy to prepare financial statements. The 10 columns in the worksheet are the trial balance column, adjustments column, adjusted trial balance column, income statement, and the balance sheet column. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. 5 columns multiplied by 2, that is one for debit and the other one for credit. Then there are 10 columns. The trial balance is reproduced in the worksheet, and then adjustments are made in the adjustments column, and then we incorporate adjustments to the original trial balance figures. Then you will get the adjusted trial balance figures. From the adjusted trial balance, we transfer items to the income statement and the balance sheet. The income statement column has again a debit column and the credit column. So we transfer the items from adjusted trial balance to the income statement, and also some items for the balance sheet. The adjustment column is to enter adjustments. So you know when you are given a trial balance, there are some adjustments. So then all the adjustments are made in the adjustments column. So then finally you have the adjusted figures. So then it is easy. So then the difference between debit total and the credit total of income statement column indicates the net profit or loss. Net profit or loss is first entered in the income statement, either in the debit side or a credit side, and then transferred to the balance sheet. Then the last step is the totaling of balance sheet. Debit column total should equate to the credit column total if all the entries are made correctly. Otherwise it doesn't tally. So then you have to check again and see whether you have made any mistakes. And in that sense, the worksheet method is very reliable and also accurate in the preparation of financial statements, because before you prepare the financial statements, you can understand whether there are any errors in the preparation of income statement or a balance sheet, or in making adjustments. So it reduces time taken to prepare financial statements, because finally you can prepare an accurate financial statement. Now let's work out a question, because explanation by explaining like this you cannot prepare financial statements using worksheet method. Therefore, let me explain how to prepare our worksheet method. So this worksheet is given in illustration 16.2. Turn to illustration 16.2, where you will find a trial balance and adjustments. There are 4 adjustments. So then first the trial balance should be, we will have to reproduce trial balance in the trial balance column. Once it is done, it looks like this, right? So this is my worksheet. As I explained earlier, you have to reproduce the original trial balance given to you in this column, debit and credit. Then create additional column for adjustments, adjusted trial balance column, income statement column, balance sheet column. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the trial balance column, 5 columns. Each column has debit and credit, so therefore there are 10 columns. That's why we call it 10 column worksheet. So trial balance is reproduced here. Total is given here. Now first thing is to make adjustments into the worksheet. First adjustment given in the question is inventories on hand. Leave it that adjustment. We will do it later once we complete the adjustment column. And then the second one is accrued expenses. Accrued expenses, advertising expenses. Okay, find the advertising expense account. Go through the trial balance and see whether advertising expense is there. Advertising expense here 2,400, and what it says, accrued 1,250, accrued 1,250 means debit 1,250 here. And also here you can see accrued and check whether any accrued expense account is there in your trial balance. Yes, it's here, 2,700. Accrued expense is given as part of the trial balance, and the accrued expense includes advertising expense 1,200 and interest expense 150. So therefore accrued expense in total is 1,350. Enter 1,350 here, and 1,250 advertising expense. The other one is interest expense here. Add 1,000, debit 1,150, 1,250, 150, 150, 1,350. Debit equals credit. The next adjustment is depreciation. Depreciation motor vehicles 20%. Motor vehicles 20%. The motor vehicles cost. Find the cost of motor vehicles. Yes, motor vehicles means delivery vehicles. 30,000 and work out the depreciation expense. Then the depreciation expense account is not there in the ledger accounts, so therefore it is below the total. Depreciation here, new item, depreciation expense, motor vehicles, amount is 6,000, debit, adjustment column debit, and then check whether the accumulated depreciation of motor vehicles is there in your trial balance. Sometimes it appears in the trial balance, sometimes no, but in this trial balance no. So therefore create accumulated depreciation motor vehicles account. Credit 6,000. Then the next adjustment is office equipment 10% depreciation. Depreciation expense, office equipment 10%. 10% works out to 1,950. There is no accumulated depreciation account, therefore create accumulated depreciation account, office equipment 1,950. Then building 5% depreciation, expense, building, %, works out to 4,000. Then accumulated depreciation. Building, $4,000 credit. That is adjustment number 3. Number 4, it says the insurance expense expired on 31st December. The amount is 300. That means there must be an account for insurance, prepaid account. Find it. Yes, prepaid expense 300 here. This represents the insurance expense prepaid, and 300 expired, meaning credit, prepaid expense account, and debit that amount to insurance expense account. Debit 300. So eliminate prepaid expense and create expense account. Okay, now we made adjustments, all the adjustments except number 1, because number 1 is adjusted to the income statement and the balance sheet, so therefore we don't have to include in the adjustment column. So the adjustment column now you can see there are debit items and the credit items. These are adjustments to the existing balances as well as new accounts. Now we can find the total and see the accuracy. $13,600 debit and $13,600 credit. So that means we made the double entries correctly. Adjusted trial balance means original trial balance, incorporate adjustments to the original trial balance, then you will find the adjusted trial balance amounts. Sales 210,000 credit, no adjustment. Same amount, 210,000. 1,050, no adjustments. Same amount, 240,000. 95,250, no adjustments. 600, no adjustment. 495, no adjustment. 1,050, no adjustment. 1,050 credit, no adjustment. 300, no adjustment. 7,200, no adjustment. Same figure. But here, advertising expense 2,400, 1,250 additional debit. That means the 1,200, I think it is 1,200, right? Yes, 1,200. Yes, 1,200, 3,600, then adjusted figure. 8,250, same amount. 8,700, same. 43,500, same. 1,950, 900, same. Now here, interest expense 150 debit, that means 465 here. 215, no change. 20,000, no change. 10,000, 185, same. And here debit 300, credit 300, there is no balance. 450 accrued revenue, amount receivable, so then no change. 450. Accounts payable, no balance, no change. Here accrued expense, 2,700 credit and 1,350 credit. So then credit 4,050, right? 4,050. Mortgage loan, no change. Capital, no change. All these figures, no change. Then these are new items. Depreciation expense, debit. Credit. Debit, credit, same amounts. Okay, debit 6,000, credit 6,000, depreciation expense 1,500, 950, debit, yes, 1,950 debit, and accumulated depreciation credit, the building debit, okay, and accumulated depreciation credit, all right, and all these entries we made includes adjusted amounts. Now we can find the total. These amounts were should be shown in the debit column. Okay, now you see debit total equals credit, adjusted trial balance, column shows the adjusted figures, and debit total equals credit. Now look at each and every item in the trial balance and decide whether these items are included in the income statement or the balance sheet. That is number one. And then number two is decide whether it is debit or credit. If it is debit, record it in the debit column, and if it is credit, record it in the credit column. So we will start. Sales, as you know, income statement credit 210,000. Sales returns, income statement debit because it is a deduction from sales, therefore it is a debit item. Inventory, income statement debit. Purchases, income statement debit. Purchases returns, income statement credit. Freight inwards, income statement debit. Then commission revenue, income statement credit. Discount revenue, income statement credit. Rent revenue, income statement credit. Advertising expense, income statement debit. Then all these items, office expense, vehicle, postage, bad debts expense, interest, discount expense, up to this, all expense items and income statement debit. Income statement debit. Cash at bank account balance, Can you stop a little? Want to check. Cash at bank balance 15,440. It goes to the balance sheet 15,440. Account receivable, again balance sheet item. All these are assets, so therefore we record them in the debit column. And prepaid expense, again prepaid expense, there is no balance, right? Nothing to worry. Drawings 5,000. It is a debit balance, therefore in the balance sheet it is in the debit column. Accrued revenue, amount receivable, debit. And next, accounts payable is a liability, therefore a credit balance. Accrued expenses 4,050. Credit balance. Mortgage loan 105,000. Credit balance, liability. Capital 116,550. Credit. Motor vehicle debit 30,000. Assets, all these are assets, 19,500 asset. Land 100,000. Debit 80,000. Debit. And here expense, depreciation expense. Income statement, debit. Accumulated depreciation, balance sheet, credit. It is a deduction from the asset value, so therefore it is a credit balance. Depreciation, office equipment 1,950, income statement. Accumulated depreciation, credit, balance sheet. Building depreciation, debit, income statement. Accumulated, credit, balance sheet. Insurance expense 300, income statement, debit, right? So then can you remember the inventories on hand? Now this is the time for us to include inventories. Inventory at the end of the year, that is 31st 12/2008 in this question. Income statement credit 31,500, because it, as you know, it is a deduction from purchases and opening stock. So then deduction means a credit. And then in the balance sheet it is an asset, therefore debit. Now we can find the total here. Credit, normally income statement credit column is greater than the debit column. Therefore find the balance total here. and debit side total, debit column total rather. It gives us this amount, and there must be a difference. This is the total expenses, 200,625, and this is the total revenue. Then difference between these two is the profit, net profit. Okay, we will record this one in the next line to accommodate net profit. So net profit is the difference between these two. Then how much is it? It is 50,025. Yes, that's the amount. So we can delete this amount. It is not necessary now. Then write net profit. So there is the difference between credit column total and the debit column total. Immediately after arriving at this figure, extend that amount to the balance sheet. 50,025. Now we can find the total. $292 and 75, and check the total here as well. Same total. So that means we made all the entries correctly. Double line here. Yes, for the purpose of completion, double line. So these are the totals. So this is called worksheet method. Here only the worksheet. Now you know how to prepare income statement. These are the amounts to be taken for the income statement. Items are there, revenue items and the expense items. Then put them into the correct format and find the gross profit, net profit, and then prepare a statement of equity accordingly, and then prepare balance sheet. All the adjusted figures are there. Then don't look at the trial balance, don't look at elsewhere. Look at these two columns, income statement column and the balance sheet column, and transfer these amounts according to the format that you have learned in the past. That's about worksheet method. So then when you are given a question, and if you want to use the worksheet method, so you can use the Excel column like Excel worksheet like this, and the figures are very accurate and easy, no mistakes, right? And that is about worksheet. But in class it is good for homework and it is good for practice, but it is not good for exams, because in the exam you are given a trial balance and the adjustments to prepare financial statements using the traditional method. It is difficult for me to give you a question to prepare a worksheet and also to prepare financial statements, because it takes long time. But it is possible and it is always practical for me to give you a question to prepare a worksheet. Thank you.